Good afternoon, moms, dads, aunties, uncles, grandparents. Welcome to Baby Talk, a new mini-series to empower new and expecting moms and dads and their babies and young children, brought to us by the Kiwanis of Northeast Miami-Dade, serving children since 1957, and our sponsors, Jackson Health System, Miracles Made Daily, and the Children's Trust, because all children are our children. Today in this episode, we will talk about fatherhood and father involvement. Now, we had this segment last week, but like I said, we had a bit of technical difficulties. And this is so important. We do not want the fathers to feel left out. And this group right here is definitely for the fathers. So we want to give out their information over and over again. So all my dads, all my uncles out there, brothers, spread this information. Moms, call your friends right now and tell them to get on the 99 JAMZ Facebook page right now to check out this segment, because we will be talking to three very special guests. Miss Holly Zwirling, who's the president and CEO of the Fatherhood Task Force of South Florida. Hi, Holly.
Hi, Super Cindy.
Hi,
Thank you.
Mama. No, thank you for coming back, because what you had to say last week, even though it was all broken up, was very important. And also we have Mr. Casey Merchant, who's the engaged father, product manager of MagnoBrain and Fatherhood Task Force consultant. What's up, Casey?
Hey guys, thanks for having us again. And we look forward to sharing with you guys. It was fun.
We're so happy to have you. And then we also have Mr. Corey White, who's an engaged father, master chef. Ooh, master chef. I missed that part last week. And Fatherhood Task Force's most valuable father of June and July. High five.
Thank you very much
five.
for having. Thank you for having us back, Super Cindy. Good to see you all, Casey, Holly. Good to see you guys again.
Yes, and so happy belated Father's Day to you guys. Last week I wished you, but I'm going to do that again because you guys deserve it. So Holly, let's start with you. What is the Fatherhood Task Force of South Florida, and what does it stand for?
Sure. 10 years ago, which is when we started, with the help of the Children's Trust, the Children's Movement, and other organizations, our mission is to increase the involvement of fathers in children's lives. And it's fathers, grandfathers, uncles, brothers, you covered it, Cindy, and male mentors. So we're being very inclusive of all males that are interested in being there for children.
Awesome. So what are some of your proudest accomplishments with the organization?
We were able to work with our senator and our House of Representatives to write a resolution which enabled us to bring Fathers in Education Day to Miami-Dade County Public Schools. And we are now experiencing our 7th year with our partnership. What it does is it brings fathers and children together to read, to share activities. And we have Fathers in Action and Advocacy Week, which is an opportunity for fathers and mothers, families to participate in parenting programs. This is our 7th year. And we have, I have to say, this is very exciting because it is the only school district across the nation that has consistently provided a Fathers in Education Day for 7 years. And we have to thank the Superintendent Carvalho and all the wonderful people that we work with at the school system.
Does it fall the same day every year, or every year the day changes?
It's the same. It's during May or April and May, depending upon testing. Mm-hmm. And it revolves around our doing a lot of outreach during the entire year, so that this is our way of participating, getting our participation higher every year. And we've gone from hundreds to thousands now of dads and children that are involved. As schools as well, yeah, 220 schools involved last year.
How awesome is that? So Casey, how are children, families, and communities better off when fathers are involved in their lives?
All right. So again, thanks for having us, Super Cindy. We're just happy to be here, sharing with your amazing audience and being able to tell people and families all across this amazing country that fathers matters. And the research shows that when a father is integral and involved in a child's life, that child does better academically, socially, and emotionally. So that's our number one message, that we want people to understand, that it is critical for the father to be a vital part of a child's growth and development.
Definitely. So Corey, what are some differences between being a father and being a dad?
Well, being a father is just one who's been there to create the child. Being a dad is being present and being available emotionally and physically to the child to, go to their activities at school, and to just be a role model and to be someone, again, who is emotionally there for them. Children need that and your time and your effort. That's very important.
Definitely. So, Corey, how have things changed for dads during the COVID-19 pandemic? Woo!
Well, again, I have more time now. As a chef, I work a lot of hours, and so it's allowed me to have more time with my children, which is invaluable. It's a really beautiful thing. I think it has been rough on some dads because they're not used to being around their children, and so it may be a little bit of a learning curve, so to speak, to integrate into that daily life. But for me, it's been seamless, and it's really been a blessing to be able to be home and to spend time with them. Yeah.
Corey, I'm going to get off the script real quick. How did you get involved with the program? Like, did you hear about it and say, I want to be a part? Like, how did you join?
I was involved with an activity at my son's school, and somehow Holly got in touch with me. I don't remember exactly how it happened. I'm really grateful it did, though. It did happen because it's something I'm really proud to be a part of. I'm a chef and I work in fine dining, and I spend a lot of time in kitchens and working for people with money, and this is very soul satisfying for me to be a part of what my child is doing and to be a part of such a positive thing. It's really satisfying to my soul, and it's a great thing. I feel really grateful to be a part of it. Yeah.
Cindy, can I just interject?
Of course.
What was really amazing about Corey is that he did a cooking demonstration with his.
That's what it was. That's right. Thank you, Holly. Thank you. I'm sorry.
I loved his interaction with his son, and you can see the love and the admiration that they have for each other. And when I saw that, it was an immediate attraction to Corey.
Oh, what
He's
an
an example, including Casey, of what dedicated dads are. From the moment their babies are born, they want to do the best job that they can being dads. So we're really proud of both of them.
The fact that she reached out was inspiring also. I think that when you bring dads in, and sometimes, men need a hand, someone to put their hand out to them. And I think that was also something that was really great. I'm sort of an introvert by nature. And the fact that she did reach out to me to be a part of these activities, it really helped me to sort of take another step forward, So I'm really thankful for that, Holly. Thank you so much.
Oh, group hug. So, Casey, what advice would you give to dads about handling racial and social intolerance and injustice during these times?
All right, so that's again is such a heavy thing to uncover, right? But again, it's very important that we ensure that our children feel safe and that they believe that they live in a community that will look out for them and will care for them. And especially during this time, during the COVID-19, our children need to feel that dad is a big part of that whole safety network, right? So I was a stay-at-home father for many years while my wife was doing her doctorate. So I had to do the things that I needed to do to make my child feel safe. But when I got pulled over by a police officer when my son was around 4 years old, he was in the car, and he said to me, "Dad, what did you do wrong?" Right? And I said, "I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know what I did." But then the officer told me that I was going over the speed limit. So I had to tell him the truth, right? That Daddy was going a little bit too fast, right? So it's imperative that we take the time out to engage with our kids around these very different topics, but do it in a loving, caring way. And I think I shared about using the television. There's so much different activities that you can do, doing games and watching movies that are historically beneficial to the current mood. I think I referred to the Harriet Tubman movie, which would be a great movie for the family to sit and watch and engage and learn. So that way you have you are really addressing it in a more peaceful and a more educational setting, other than watching it on social media, which really have a lot of anger and pain, and just it is just sometimes not the best, healthiest way for kids to learn about these topics and these issues.
And the more education you have, the more power you have. That's definitely.
Absolutely.
Holly?
Yes.
And I wanted to mention something that Casey brought up, actually. When fathers who have young babies even sit and watch a television program and interact with them as if they were talking to them, as an adult, the babies will respond and react. And that's the way to stimulate the babies early on, is to include them in even conversation that you may not think the baby is responding to or hearing, but they're taking in the words, they're taking in the engagement. And that's really critical for new dads.
So Holly, briefly, what are some remaining opportunities for the Fatherhood Task Force?
Okay, well, I'd like to very quickly, if I could, we have a book that we have called Neighborhood Dads.
Okay.
And this is an opportunity for more dads to get involved in the schools. So we are inviting dads to contact their local schools and let them know they're interested in reading and being engaged in their school. Secondly, we have a Fatherhood magazine, and this is a way of inviting future and expectant dads to know how important they are as new dads. So again, what we're trying to do with this is to engage obstetricians, pediatricians, clinicians, healthcare providers, to let them know how important it is for them to be inclusive of fathers, to be aware that fathers have postpartum depression, to be aware that fathers' health, such as cardiac problems, genetic issues, smoking, addiction, stress, all of these are issues that contribute to birth outcomes. So we are trying now to educate the community about these issues, and we're excited when we see more and more organizations being aware and including dads in their programs. We also have a Fatherhood 10th year anniversary conference, and it's going to be virtual like everything else seems to be, but we're inviting the entire community to be involved. And we thank you for giving us an opportunity to share this with the public.
When is that happening? When is the virtual conference?
Happening Friday, September 25th. And we will, Corey and Casey will be a part of it. In addition to, we're having a keynote speaker from Washington. So we have some exciting things happening. Also, I want to mention very quickly is we have a Daddy and Me network for fathers that are expecting and have babies 3 years of age. We're going to be having it on July 11th. Please check our website for information. And I'm just so excited, Super Cindy, that you recognize the importance of dads.
You have to, that's part of the link, the chain link. And when a dad is absent, that link tends to be broken. And that's where a lot of issues and things start. And I think your organization is amazing. So we're here talking to the Fatherhood Task Force, and well, we're almost out of time, unfortunately, but we're still going to talk a little bit. I wanted to speak to the dads, Casey and Corey. Do you have any brief closing remarks? Like, what is the one thing that you want parents to remember from what we spoke about today and just in general? Corey, you could go first.
Just to piggyback off of what I said, is fathers have to be present in the child's life. I think and be a positive presence in their life. I think that's the most important thing. I think that, it builds the emotional security that a child needs, and also it builds a foundation for their future, and stability and all those things. It's a very important thing that you're present and be a positive presence in their life.
Awesome. And Casey?
Yeah, so for me, my number one thing is, of course, as a stay-at-home dad, I had my son, I had my daughter, my daughter is 9 now, my son is 14, they're both doing school. But we started an education company that offer educational learning resource, Magna Brain. And our mission is to ensure that parents have resources that they can use to engage with their children around literacy. Unfortunately, in our country, Black boys are 3 grade level behind their peers, and
Wow.
that's unacceptable.
Wow.
So we have to ensure that we are working our best to ensure that all our children are successful. And the research clearly shows that if dads are involved in a child's life, the child academic performance increase significantly. Not only that, we have to ensure that the father's relationship with his or her child or children is treated as something precious and sacred, because that is so unique. I can't tell you, Super Cindy, the admiration and love that I have for my father, who taught me how to swim. So that relationship, that bond that you have with your father is like nothing before. Remember, a child mimics before they model. And when they have that relationship that they can mimic what their dads do, they eventually will model those values. They eventually become good husbands, good boyfriends, good soulmates. So that's why we have to make sure that dads are playing an integral part in their child's academic and social and emotional development.
And I'm going to let you speak in 1 second, Holly. And you know what? I have to definitely agree with that, because like my dad growing up was a very hard worker. And to this day, I'm like already a grown woman, but to this day, I remember one interaction that I had with him when I was about 7. I've had plenty, but I'm just saying that one, he came home from lunch for work and he just asked me how my day was. And we had a conversation. Why do I still remember that conversation? I have no idea, but I remember it, and it meant the world, and it still does.
Beautiful.
Definitely.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Holly.
I wanted to say that there are 2 areas that are really important to us right now. We would like the government to consider paternity leave for new fathers. So we think that new fathers, like mothers with maternity leave, should have time to be with their children, their babies, and bond with their babies. The other thing I want to shout out to Dr. Will Bleckman, who is with the World's Greatest Baby Shower in Kiwanis, one of your sponsors. He and we are trying very hard to support child care organizations from being available to new parents. So we're urging dads to really take an interest in this and contact their congressman to be sure that funding goes into child care, because that's how we get moms and dads back to work. And so we're an advocacy organization. We educate, we advocate. We're there in every step of the way to be sure that dads are involved in every single system, educational, social, legal. You have access to programs, and it's programs like yours, Super Cindy, that enable us to do this. So we thank you so very much.
No worries. And Holly, one more time, how can parents connect to your programs?
Okay, great. They could go at Fatherhood Task Force of South Florida. We call ourselves Fatherhood Task Force to make it a little easier. It's www.F as in Frank, T as in Thomas, F as in Frank, S as in Sam, F as in Frank. And that stands for Fatherhood Task Force, South Florida.
And also, that's .com or org?
.org. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
305-812-4000. Please visit us on Instagram, and we are on Facebook and Twitter, and we're on your show.
Hello. You're on 99 JAMZ. Okay. So unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for today, but please check out the Baby Talk contest on the World's Greatest Baby Showers. The World's Greatest Babies website at wgbabyshower.org. Just to answer 2 of the questions of today's show, your chance to win an Amazon gift card in the amount of $50, which can help so much. And that's compliments of the Kiwanis of Northeast Miami-Dade. Also, please go to the World's Greatest Babies website again, which is wgbabyshower.org, to sign up for the World's Greatest Babies newsletter and see resources for parents. And that's basically it. This is the last show in our World's Greatest Baby Shower Baby Talk mini-series. The month of June has been all about these virtual baby showers. It has been amazing. I'm not a parent, but I've learned so much from my nieces, nephews, and everybody else having babies. And over the last 4 weeks, We've taken you through pregnancy, baby's brain development, delivery, breastfeeding, keeping babies healthy and safe, childcare, early literacy, parenting, and father involvement. And you can go back and watch them all on the Facebook page on our 99 JAMZ website. Just go to Facebook and it's 99 JAMZ, and all the videos are there. And also on the 99 JAMZ YouTube page, you can check them all out there for resources, numbers, .coms, .orgs. And so thank you again to the Kiwanis of Northeast Miami-Dade for bringing this important mini-series to us, and to our sponsors, Jackson Health System, Miracles Made Daily, and the Children's Trust, because all children are our children. Parents, enjoy your children. They grow up so fast. And have a safe and blessed afternoon. And Fatherhood Task Force, high five. I love what you guys are doing. Stay safe and stay great. And it's been great having you.
Thank you for having us, Cindy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.